And welcome back to Zanpakuto Creation Series. This one comes to us from Cardboard Idiot, who asked the question, what is the Zanpakuto of Doubloon from Ninjago? I've been on record saying I'm not really a Ninjago fan, so anything I do with a Ninjago character in any capacity, take with a grain of salt and be kind. But but more or less, he's a bit of a greedy pirate who pillages, steals. He he developed a little bit of honor in sense of and not sense of self, but in sense of loyalty to a certain degree, but lost it pretty quick. And he ultimately met his demise apparently in the series. But no, yes, he is a pirate. He is a pillager. He is also known to be a bit sadistic. So I kind of use that as towards creating a Zanpakuto for this guy, and he didn't strike me as someone who was very complicated, so I didn't want to go too complicated. Ultimately, though, I think I figured out a simplistic but unique enough Zanpakuto. The type of Zanpakuto this would be a melee type. No real Keto ability, no energy-based abilities, nothing like that. Sealed, it's a katana. Its release would turn it into a pirate cutlass, similar to what he's probably got here. Granted, this is less of a cutlass, more of a scimitar in the picture, but a very large pirate cutlass, let's say. Its release would be take what's yours, and its name would be Hook Curve. No creature name in there. Hook Axis Curve is the Bankai, or Hari Kyokusen. Yeah, Hari Kyokusen would be the Shikai, and then Fukujiko, I believe Kabu would be the Bankai's name. Now, the spirit of the Zanpakuto would take the form of a pirate, but he has just hooks for hands. The ability of this cutlass would, I think, be simplistic but unique. Whenever he strikes, not whenever he strikes, but whenever he's in combat or whenever he wants, he can literally straighten out a portion of the blade into a hook curve, or just a curved hook or whatever, or a straight hook. He can literally go from basically having a relatively straight one-way sword into having what would be a hook sword. Now, why is this unique and how would this be effective in combat? Well, imagine you were fighting in a sword fight. You guys get close together, you're doing what you do. But imagine at one point you clash with someone and all of a sudden their blade suddenly straightens towards you at an angle. You not only have to avoid it, but then they're able to pull the blade right out of your hand. Or as I said, just kind of illustrated, the other scenario in that is you're not quick enough to avoid that, and it straightens and just stabs you in the face. It's a very underhanded type of technique in that way. It is so simplistic, but it is dangerous if you don't know to look for it, or if you're not aware of what the ability is. And you can also fight with a sword already curved and hooked. So you can use it to grapple onto things. Let's say you're fighting a Menace Grande, can't get up there, so you just use it to grapple on there, pull yourself up. Or you can, if you've already stabbed someone, you can then do it like Hisagi did against Tozen, and activate the Shikai, and the blade suddenly came through his neck. You can activate the hook effect of the Zanpakuto, and suddenly it just cuts straight through someone. You can just yank right on them. So it can be a dangerous Zanpakuto. Now, the downside very much to the Shikai, though, is a skilled enough swordsman, a skilled enough opponent could easily avoid the hook. It has no range capabilities whatsoever. It has no melee. It has no Keto, no energy capability. It is a tried and true melee type of Zanpakuto. The Bankai of this, though, would basically kind of be like a Zenbone Zakura Kageyoshi thing, where the blade would disappear. The handle is still there, and he doesn't do much with the handle. He could probably manipulate some of the Bankai with the handle, but really it's more of what happens is several long, look to be circle blades appear around the user, and they're hovering like an axis, like the axis of an atom, or how you see an atom. I think of an atom as a good example of this. multiple circles, slightly different sizes, so they're able to rotate around each other, just constantly circling around the user, either quickly or slowly, whatever speed the user wants. But there is a line of separation with these circles. You would basically be able to see a mild part at one point, where the two ends of what turn out to be blades are connecting. And what this essentially is a living, not even living, but a moving circled blade that can just basically curve, twist, turn, whatever to the user's will. Think almost like a flying serpent that's a blade. Like just a blade that acts like a snake throughout the air, basically. And the user can manipulate these blades all they want. Now, this mitigates some of the weakness of the Shikai, where the Shikai does not have any range capability at all. This one definitely does. The downside of this is the user needs to be aware of what's going on. Because if he loses all of his blades or has them already sent out, he's defenseless. So his defense is bypassed. And it's, those blades only move so fast. So if this guy went up against Byakuya and, all of his defenses were gone in terms of all the extra blades he had, well, Byakuya's just going to come in there and just take him down real quick before he has any chance to get his defenses back. But obviously, these also act on the defensive side, as I just said, to help stop any incoming attack. Now, obviously, as I said, this is not a Keto-type Zanpakuto, so this would be very vulnerable to still Ketos, any sort of Keto-esque ability. Being overpowered, high-powered individual, obviously, Shinigami battles are always Ryatsu versus Ryatsu. Beyond that, though, it is also it's a surprisingly complex Zanpakuto because it's something where you have to focus on everything going on around you. If you're not focused, you might be going willy-nilly. You might actually even cut yourself on your own blade. So it would be a little bit of a tricky Bankai to use, to be sure. But it'd be a very interesting Bankai. It wouldn't be anything super powerful, at least not in terms of the world of Bleach and what we've seen. But it's certainly a Zanpakuto that could do what it needs to do. So ultimately, that is the Zanpakuto of Doubloon from Lego Ninjago. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a good one.